It's Friday. Yes, Friday. Lamppost Coffee Shop. I'm coming to you live from the Lamppost Coffee Shop, Austin, Texas. 2:05 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hope everyone's doing okay today. How are things in your world? We're doing peachy because it's Friday. And we do like our Fridays. Well, we're just trying to get the blood flowing, get things going. I'm looking around the coffee shop and it's awful crowded today. It's awful noisy, awful busy. But we'll do the best we can. What can I say? We got our coffee. Or in my case, I've got my tea. I need my tea and honey. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. We'll see how far the Wi-Fi takes us today. We are at the mercy of Wi-Fi, coffee shop Wi-Fi, so you know how that goes. Do the best we can. So if you're on Facebook, you're just going to be with me via one camera. This one right here. I've got my iPhone set up as an extra camera. I could probably switch over in here somewhere on Facebook to another camera, but I don't know where. My screen's all convoluted, messed up. Got too many windows open. So if you're on Facebook, jump over to YouTube. Join us at Even Rabbits on YouTube. That's where you need to be if you're going to be with us. Then you can take advantage of everything we do in terms of sharing our screen, and we're going to look at a couple of videos later, and we're going to talk about social media and YouTube, and we're going to talk about just all kinds of stuff today. It's Friday, so we can talk about anything you want to talk about. Jump into chat. Let me know what you want to talk about. If not, we'll talk about building our brand, which we've been talking about all week long. We've been talking about building a personal brand, and today we'll wrap things up on Friday. Be the last day. In terms of personal brand today, we're going to home in on this idea of it takes a lot of work, and the personal brand is not going to be built by itself. We have to do a lot of things. We have to be active. It all starts with action. So we'll talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes. Come on, if you're in chat, let me know what's going on. You can also send a comment on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, feel free to do that. And we'll do the best we can. So, just a few updates here, a few things that are going on. First of all, next week our schedule's going to change. We are going to back off to live streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. Today celebrates our 50th live stream, if you can believe it. 50. We've done 50 of these babies, starting back in October. And so it's sort of a milestone a little bit. Kind of a milestone for us in terms of being able to do the Big 50. Well, I'm going to line up my eyeballs here. We've done the Big 50. This is episode number 50. 50 live streams. So we've got enough data, we've got enough experience, and we've got enough that we've played around with, I think, to accomplish what we wanted to accomplish when we set this thing up on a daily basis. And so, as it looks now, we're going to back off to 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're still going to do the live stream because I enjoy doing them, and I like being forced to come up with content and being forced to experience what it means to do a live stream. So I don't want to give that up. But we're going to go to, because of timing, we've got to go back to a Tuesday, Thursday format. So starting next week, we'll come to you on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, rather than daily, because I need the extra time during the week to create videos and to produce videos. I've got three channels that I've got to create content for, so it's going to take some time, going to take some work, and I can't spend 20 hours a week just doing live streams. So that's the bottom line. So we are glad that we made the big 50, though. That's good. I'm excited. We survived 50 live streams since October. That's almost a year's worth of weekly live streams for the normal person, but who said I was normal? Well, let's look and see what we've got on our notepad today, see what we got in terms of our notes. We've been sort of doing some odds and ends here, doing some updates. Besides the schedule for next week changing to Tuesdays and Thursdays. Since we've been talking about building a personal brand for the week, my personal brand is a big total mess. I mean, it is a mess. I am all over the map in terms of my social media presence. I've got all different kinds of usernames on all these various platforms, and I need to consolidate them all. So I'm working on that this weekend, and maybe next week I'll be able to share what I've decided to do in terms of trying to solidify and consolidate and bring together my presence on social media under one brand. So we'll get back to you on that, but right now it is a mess in terms of the personal brand. And remember, we talked about a personal brand being a result of people's perceptions. It's a result of everything that we do in terms of our producing product, producing content, producing whatever it is that we do. It's the result of all those actions. And there's going to be more than one perception of our brand. There's going to be millions. It's going to be the number of people who see us. Everybody's going to have their own viewpoint, their own way of looking at our brand. So it involves our reputation, our employees, if we have any, the culture we build within our company. All of that has an impact on building a brand. So those are the kinds of things we've talked about all week. And I think the biggest lesson I've learned out of all this, is that I've got to be more intentional. I've got to plan this stuff out. I've got to keep firm in my mind, first of all, what my brand is going to be and how that brand is going to reflect my personal values and reflect my personality and reflect the plans I have for the future. And I've got to give that some thought, give that some thinking. And then we'll worry about logos and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is secondary to really getting to the foundation of a brand, which is very personal. It's about who we are. That's what we talked about on Monday. Personal brand begins with who we are. and understanding who we are, accepting who we are, being happy with who we are, not trying to be somebody else, but being ourselves and being comfortable with who we are and letting our brand, our personal brand, reflect that. So it's going to take some work. It's almost like you feel like you need therapy. Figure out who you are. Well, let's take a little closer look at this idea of building a personal brand requiring action. I'm going to run down to my iPad here, and we'll take a little bit deeper look. All right, you folks on you folks on Facebook, I'm sorry, you're not able to see my iPad or anything that I do on the screen. You're just stuck with this one view of, right here's my iPad. If you'll jump over to YouTube, you'll be able to see it. Join us at Even Rabbits on YouTube. Jump over from Facebook and join us. That's the main interactive live stream, is on YouTube. So hop on over if you're on Facebook. Well, let's talk about our brands requiring action. It's not something we can just sit back and let develop on its own. We have to be intentional. My brand becomes clear. My brand will become clear through repetition. What patterns show up in my videos? What do viewers keep responding to? So, we're talking about consistency. And we're talking about repetition. So that means I've got to be clear about what my brand is, and I've got to figure out how I'm going to make sure that comes through in all of my videos. Got to be constant. Got to be consistent. I can't be all over the map. I got to be who I am and let my videos, the things I create, come through. And then I'm going to look at the analytics, and I'm going to keep an eye on the analytics and kind to try to figure out what viewers are responding to. I'm going to read my comments on my videos, and I'm going to ask viewers outright what they think and try to figure out what's going to keep them watching my videos. So repetition and then reputation. We've got to be consistent in our reputation. Our reputation is built by our behavior, which means we've got to be consistent. Consistency versus, I'm just going to shoot a video when I feel like it, or I'm just going to do a live stream when I feel like it. Do you think after I did 50 live streams since October that there might have been a day in there where I didn't really feel like it? Damn straight. I can think of 2 or 3 days where I wanted to do anything else but come in here in this coffee shop and do a live stream. But I saw it as important enough that I've got to do it whether I feel like it or not. It's almost like a job. It's a commitment. We're talking about being committed here. Committed to our vision. Our reputation is built on it. So think about your reputation. Think about what people think when they see you, and look at your videos. And then we've got to let my style evolve naturally. I can't try to force it. I need to stay within my comfort zone in terms of the style, what feels effortless. I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, because when I start to get out of my comfort zone, I run the risk of trying to copy someone else. Of trying to be something I'm not. So if it feels comfortable to me, that's a good sign that I'm being close to my own personality and the things that I like to do and the things that are passionate to me. If it's effortless and it's not forced. So follow what feels like me. I gotta follow what feels like me. And then if someone doesn't like it, then that's fine. You're okay with that. I mean, it's okay with that. People don't have to like everything we do. People have to have the freedom to like us or reject us. Listen to my audience without losing myself. What are they asking for repeatedly? Does that request align with who I am? If people are going to ask me to do something that is against a core belief of mine, then I'm not going to do it just because they're asking for it. I've got to seek an alignment here between what they're asking for and making sure it doesn't conflict with my own personal beliefs, my core beliefs, my values. So that's something we need to watch out for. Need to check our values. That's why it's good practice to know these things in advance, what we value and our core beliefs. And if our personal brand is based on those values and core beliefs, and there are going to be some things that we will not do regardless of what the viewers want or what they are asking for. Long-term consistency builds brand strength. People trust creators who show up over time. Realistically look like what does showing up realistically look like for you each week? Well, I've said this before, that I think we need to be on social media every day. We need to have a social media presence on all the major social media platforms. We've got to somehow see our presence each day on a platform as essential, because people will forget us in a heartbeat. It's amazing. You go offline or you go off grid and you don't post anything on any social media for a week, and people have moved on. They don't know who you are. They don't care about who you are. I suppose your loyal customers will care, but for the most part, if you don't keep feeding the monster will move on. So it's a never-ending battle here that we've got to, in order to build our brand strength, we've got to keep it up over time. Over a long period of time, we've got to keep things going. We can't take any time off, can't take any breaks. And that's why it takes some planning. Look ahead and see, look at our planning in terms of 6 months or a year, instead of just what am I going to do this week. Think about what I'm going to do over the next 6 months or even a year. This is the good time of year to begin planning for 2026, the next year. Since we're coming to the end of this year, it's a good time to take the rest of this month through the holidays and evaluate where we are, what we're doing, and then begin to look toward 2026 and decide, okay, what are our major goals for next year? And then start breaking it down. What are we going to try to accomplish next year? Come up with some yearly goals and then start trying to break that down and hopefully come up with some sort of a plan in advance so that you'll know where you're headed. I mean, I've got to do that myself over the next week or so, next 2 weeks, the rest of the year, the rest of this month. I'll be spending a lot of time doing a lot of thinking about where I want to go in 2026 and try to plan as far in advance what I can in terms of the things that I want to try to accomplish, because planning ahead is the only way we're going to be able to remain consistent. This last year, 2025, I've just been playing by the seat of my pants. I've been good if I've been a week ahead, a week or 2 weeks ahead, kind of looking toward the future. and that's really not the way to stay consistent. And so the idea here is to spend up some quality time this time of year in December, at the end of each year, spend some quality time looking back at what we've done and then start planning ahead for 2026 and see where we want to be this time next year. And hopefully we can come up with some ideas, some suggestions. Okay, to reboot, you people on Facebook, jump over to YouTube and watch us at Even Rabbits. It looks like the frames per second are getting a little low over on Facebook, which doesn't surprise me. Facebook is infamous for having substandard streaming. I don't know what their problem is, but the latency problems with Facebook are just legendary. Unless you've got, I guess, a really strong proprietary Wi-Fi where you do nothing but Facebook. I don't know. Looks like I'm in the red zone, so if you're seeing some latency on Facebook, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut you off. So here's your chance. You've got one more chance to come across and check us out on YouTube at Even Rabbits on YouTube. This is your chance because I'm fixing to end the live stream here on Facebook. So next week, now remember, next week we're going to go Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll spend the rest of my time producing videos for my channels and working on other things. And so we're having to cut back on the live stream to 2 days a week, and I think that'll be plenty. So if you're on Facebook, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to let you go. I'm going to cut you off here, and you got one more chance. Come on over to YouTube at Even Rabbits. If not, then we'll see you perhaps next week. So if you're on Facebook, have a great weekend. If you're on YouTube, we're still coming to you live from YouTube. We're not going to cut you off. I've cut off the Facebook feed, so now we're just on YouTube. So we'll go from there. Maybe we picked up some audience from Facebook. Who knows? All right. Well, I think what we're going to do next, in terms of our schedule here for today, I do want us to listen to a little bit of, I've got a video here from a fellow that I just really like this guy because he's so funny. Carlos. This is Carlo Full Van Life. Seniors Van Life. This guy is hilarious, I gotta tell you. I mean, I don't know. He makes fun. He likes to make fun of other Facebook van lifers. He likes to poke fun at van lifers who create content on YouTube, and he's really funny, and he's really hard to explain. You just have to watch him and see. He's got about 1,500 subscribers, I guess. So I guess he has monetized if he's gotten his 4,000 hours. But his the title, here's his thumbnail. His channel is called Seniors Rainy Van Life. Colorful Van Carlo Full Van Life. This guy is a character, let me tell you. He's an elderly gentleman living in his van, and he is something to behold. So you can look at his thumbnail here and get it. He's already smiling and laughing at the camera, so you can already tell his personality is already coming through here. So let's take a gander Carlo here. See what he's gonna have for us. Where are you, Carlo? Well, welcome to a live stream. Looking for Carlo. Where are you, Carlo? All right, hang on just a second. Let me go find Carlo. I don't know what happened to him. Well, this might be a good time to show you my file system. Let me run over to display here. Where's my screen display? That's my lower monitor and my higher monitor. Let me show you the higher monitor. I got rid of Facebook, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Facebook. But you can see up here is the browser, and over here is the live streaming. Well, I'm going to bring up my folder system here and show you how I've got this thing organized. In terms of my folder system, if you can see this, I'll try to make it a little bit larger. And this is all in the cloud. I've got my main folder called the Main Creative Studio. And then I've got a folder here for live streams. And let's see. Then I've got, under live streams, I've got weekly planning. And this is where I have the entire month of December, you'll notice. Going into January, I've got every weekday scheduled out here. Now, next week, I'm going to go Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'll change that. But under this week, you'll notice I've got folders for each day, so that if I have an idea for content for that day, I'll stick it in that folder. So this is where I'm going to find Carlo. I'm going to go down and see if I can find, he's in Friday, since today is Friday. Here he is right here. That's my Carlo video and thumbnail right there. So let me see if I can, I don't know what happened to him. I had him loaded, but I guess he decided to take a powder. So I've got to go into, I guess I can show you that too. Let me go into my display and we'll go to the lower screen where I've got my, this is the lower screen, my laptop screen, where I've got OBS set up. This is OBS. And I'm going to go down here to Video Guest, Carloful, go into Speaker. Go up to Carlo, see if I can find him. There he is. Open him up. Okay, okay. And let's see where he is. All right, now we got Carlo coming up.
Oh, here's Johnny. What's up, seniors? What's up?
Carlo the character. This guy's a character, let me tell you.
Yeah, so we're in a different overnight parking. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite spots. I have about 5 of them, favorite spots. But this is one of the best. So it's nice to make the circle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here we are. It's rainy outside. Yeah, so it's rainy outside. So we're gonna go to my friend's place and we're gonna drop off my bicycle for the winter for 2 or 3 months. Yeah, so this way I could live comfortable when it's cold outside. Yeah, so that's my plan. So we're gonna drive now to drop off my bicycle. Okay.
Looks like he's driving a Ford Transit, which is good.
How dare you?
Okay, how was that? Things we have to do.
They're watching you.
He's always making fun of van lifers having to show everything they do. A van lifer needs to show getting gas. Oh, a van lifer has to show the view out the front windshield.
You know Johnny.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh no, you have.
No. Just silence. Do you stay down by where Bruno was?
No,
No.
no, it's bad memories.
Bad memories.
Well, not bad memories, but it just hurt.
So he's dropping off his bicycle to a friend. Look at this coffee maker this lady's got. Look at that coffee
Wow,
maker.
look at this
Espresso
monster.
machine.
I have almond milk, oat milk, or
Holy cow. She's
Well,
got a
here's my bike.
She's got a Starbucks in her home. All right. Now he's gonna make a meal. He likes to make meals.
Making brunch with fried egg with some cheese in it, and a avocado, and a bagel, a toasted bagel. Yeah. And look, this is the first time that I have thrown in the avocado right in the fried egg. Yeah, to make it all nice and moist and warm and tasty. Yeah, with the garlic butter. Yeah, okay, there's my toasted bagel. Yeah, let's try it out. There's my meal. Look at that. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the avocado is mixed in with a fried egg. Wow. Yeah, the avocado. Yeah, the avocado tastes good when it's mixed in with a fried egg with garlic butter. It tastes really good. Okay, I'm gonna eat now. Wow. As you know, van dwellers have to show you how to do things, and it's for content and to make the video longer. Yeah, with drama.
He says that a lot. Van dwellers need to show how they do things so they can make their videos longer.
Yeah, look it. There is no bike.
Wow.
There's lots of room here now. Wow, look at that. Lots of room. I can't believe it. Wow. Okay, so I'm making chestnuts. Yeah, my old family favorite. Look. Look at that. Chestnuts. Wow. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's raining. Wow. Yeah, the sound of nature. Sound of nature. Wow. Yeah, so my chestnuts are done. Wow, so I'm gonna have a good little appetizer. Good appetizer. And look, there's lots of room here now. Yeah, so I could go all the way back here now. All the way back here. Wow, I'm not used to going this far. Wow, I have too much room now. Yeah, it's a perfect size for someone my size. Yeah, perfect size. Okay, see you later. I'm way back here now. Lots of room. I can't believe it. This place is just like a big condo. Wow. But I forgot to show you guys.
What was that?
Look, the chestnut. I have to show you that is good. Oh, yeah.
Van lifers have to show what they eat is good. Oh, he's here. He's cooking another meal. And he's going to show it to the camera.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. It's a lot there, but that's my brunch. That's my brunch. Yeah, okay. It's still...
Van lifers have to show you throwing their trash away. Wow.
Oh, here's my film crew. Wow. You're always here. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, look.
And he's showing his van.
Wow.
Wow, that's my van. Wow.
I'm the only one who comes to pick up the camera. Nobody else does that. Yeah, I wonder why. I am making dinner. Yeah, look at this.
Oh my
A
gosh.
split pea
Split?
soup.
Split pea soup. It's got putting chicken in there.
And with a chicken bit, too. Let's see how it tastes with chicken.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad.
We're going to move ahead a little bit here. Oh, okay. I forgot he's going to take a shower.
Oh, yeah. I have to put this away.
This cracked me up.
It's time to go and have a shower and get my clean clothes on. And I'm all packed up here with my gear here. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I just came back from the shower. Yeah, look at
Look at
I
me.
am all clean.
I took a
Yeah,
shower.
with clean jeans, a clean sweater. Wow. So now I have to shave. Yeah, I have to shave now.
Now he's going to shave.
Oh yeah, here's my crew. My gel. My shaving gel. It's so expensive, but it's the best. Here we go. Wow. Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, look at my beard. Look at my beard. Yeah, there we go. Look at my... No more beard, no more beard. Look at this. Putting on my nice winter shirt. Wow, it's nice and toasty warm. Well, do you know what van dwellers say when the video is over? This is what they say. That's all I got for you. That's all. That's all I got for me? That's all I got for you? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know. Buddy. That's all, folks.
Oh my gosh, he's a character. I've watched a couple of his videos, a few, and there's a couple of YouTubers who are also van lifers, and he makes fun of them, a couple of ladies, because they show themselves eating every meal, they show themselves taking their trash out, they show themselves walking and showing their van, and he makes fun of them, and they got mad at him and started writing him dirty comments and stuff, and he's just relentless. He just makes so much fun, and I don't know. There are times when I think it's all satire. I think he's making so much fun of these people that he's obviously doing it on purpose, but I don't know how much of it is prepared, or if it's just him, or if, it almost makes me think he's like a comedian who's doing this on purpose, as a satire about van lifers. And it's making me kind of jealous. I wish I was in a van, and boy, I could have some fun too. Well, let's see. I just thought I'd throw him at you because YouTube, has all kinds of different individuals doing individual kinds of comedy and content, and it never ceases to fail how interesting it is to find interesting people on YouTube who are just being themselves, who are just turning on the camera and letting it fly and not caring about how they come across or even caring about what people think of them. They just make content and put it on and just lets it go. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse for you not creating content. There's always something you can film. There's always something you can talk about. There's always something you can do. Well, let's see how we doing on time. My Friday is quickly coming to an end here. I want to go down and see what Gary V has for us. Gary V always has something interesting to say about YouTubing.
Yeah, it's interesting. There is something social. The comments are still an incredible opportunity that people are missing out on, Mick. Huge missed opportunity. Actually reply to every comment on every Instagram post. You would grow a lot. So social still is out there. Now, what you and I are referring to, and what I've been yelling about for about 3 years, and I kind of got this term down now because it makes it very easy to understand, is the algorithm doesn't work the same way. Social media for 15 years, as you know, I've said this a bunch, used to work like email marketing. Get as many followers as you can, and a certain percentage of them will see it. Now, literally me and you are cooking, we're growing. There's somebody listening right now who's never posted once, but they own 3 dry cleaners. And you know what? They're like, I want to be like Mick and Gary too. And they're literally going to be inspired by this little rant, and they're about to make a video. Literally, they're on their way to work right now. Literally, they're going to make their first video telling the story of how they built these 3 dry cleaners, and they're going to post it on TikTok. And it might get 90 views, but they might get a message that kind of gives them a little more juice. And their 9th video they make is going to get 1 million views, lead to more business, and they're going to be on their way to be us. And that excites me. And that's not how it was from 06 to call it 21. But that is how it is now. Followers are diminishing in your guaranteed to get views and awareness. The content now is finding their audience. Let me give you for instance. If I make a video, we talked about it, I think before. Yeah, we didn't talk about spades here. We were talking about it before we went on. You and I are both passionate about spades. If I make a video right now about spades, okay? Like, I love spades. Like, I know how to sneak it in. You're never going to catch me. I know what to do. I've got hand signals with my partner. Like, we know what to do. If I did that, in 2017 to the audience I had, it would be a low performing piece of content because people are like, they're yeah, occasionally they want a little randomness from me, but they want their business stuff, their motivation stuff. Today, if I posted that on TikTok, especially, but more and more every other platform too, that is literally going to show up in the feeds of people who don't even know who I am that fuck with spades.
Yep.
Now, it's going to show up to 12 or 15 people, and if none of them react, then it'll probably die pretty quickly, and it will low perform. But I made a video years ago that still gets brought up all the time of me talking about how much I love blueberries and that I can eat blueberries better than anyone.
Yeah.
And that video got 5 million views at the time when most of my stuff was getting 500,000. And so that one just hit. And that goes back to you are the niche. That goes back to talk about what you love or you know. And that is the truth of interest media now. If you make...
That's right. You are the niche, because any video we create, any content we put out there has the potential to go viral if we just pick something that we're interested in. And he said, you are the niche. Well, look at here. This is my new t-shirt. I've got a t-shirt. My t-shirt says, I am the niche. The whole idea of bringing you and your personality and the things that you're passionate about to content creation. And who knows, something may go viral. You like blueberries?
content that is random, that is true and honest or passionate to you, it will find audience versus not. Now, again, don't get discouraged. Let's say someone got excited about what I just said, and they made a post tomorrow about Stratego, the board game, and the following day about lasagna, and the next day about Run DMC, and all three did way worse than the stuff they normally do. I don't need a DM from y'all saying, Gary Vee, you're wrong, you lost it, you're the worst. You just did 3. If you do 100 of them, then I'm about that life. Then you can come and yell at me. But I have a funny feeling on your road to 100, something good's about to happen.
Damn right. Damn right it is. You know, Gary, I tell all my friends, you personally are like my brother from another mother. About a month ago, we're on a live on Whatnot, right? And a person, I'm not going to say their name, in the comments was trying to go for sympathy. And it went something like this. Gary, my company is ending remote work in the next 9 months. I don't think this is a great place because we can continue to work from home. We are just ineligible for raises. In order to get a raise, you're going to have to come back into the office.
No, by the way,
me,
the company, just to add color, because I went crazy on this one too.
Yes.
So glad you brought this up. The company is moving to Florida from wherever they were. Obviously, they're doing that because of the taxes and all the things happen, but also we're living in this AI world. The fact that this company said, we're moving to Florida, but all of you get to keep your jobs, and we're giving you a year's notice that we're moving, and you get to keep your jobs and can be 100% remote. But as you can imagine, because HQ is in Florida, the promotion cycles and the rising will be a little bit different. And they're clowning on that. I lost my shit.
Dude, I was writing down because if you didn't say anything, I was literally going to go do an Instagram post about that, because how freaking
entitled,
bougie of yourself, how entitled for you to be upset. And I'm sure it's a 6-figure job that person was complaining about. Like,
even if it's a 5-figure job, here's where we're at. And you know this, Vic. And boy, do I have a funny feeling knowing your audience and what you talk about. Like, shit got soft out here. And like, do you understand what our grandmas would think about the work ethic of our children? Our great grandmothers would be rolling in their goddamn graves if they understood what these kids' expectations and entitlement was. We got soft. And that's what empires do. We need to be real with ourselves in America. And I'm not even talking about rich people. Like, I'm talking let me go this route. The average person that makes $60,000 a year right now, which is not an extraordinary amount of money, but way closer to the average of what Americans make than people realize. Everybody thinks everyone makes $1 million now. When I was growing up and I was poor, very poor, like poor, then it was lower middle class, then lower, then it was lower, then it was middle class. When I was coming up in my life, all the way to high school, and then I went to college where literally, and this is where I got my spades skills from, I went to a school where 90% of the kids that I went to school with were on financial aid. I grew up humbly. These kids were from hood culture, okay? When we all grew up, when you had humble stuff, you didn't buy 30 pairs of sneakers. You weren't buying Starbucks. You weren't ordering Uber. You weren't fucking... What has happened is, yes, there's a separation of wealth issue, which I fully believe in.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to complain when you're buying a $36 cocktail on a Thursday night happy hour when your money's tight. You're not allowed to complain when you've got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and fucking Paramount Plus when your money's tight. You're not allowed to complain when you've got 8 different Kith and Essential hoodies when your money's tight. When I was growing up and money was tight, we looked poor.
Right.
My homies had 1 pair of sneakers. So did I. For fucking 3 years.
Yep.
So what's happened is a combination of things. We've become, unfortunately, too materialistic. Again, motherfuckers had banged up used cars when our money was tight, when I was growing up. Mick, everybody's leasing new cars now.
Yeah.
Everybody's credit is all fucked up. Everyone's in huge debt. People lived within their means in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We've lost our way. People are buying dumb shit when they don't have money to impress people that they don't even like. We've become insecure. We've become way too nosy. We keep up with the Joneses, let alone the Kardashians. And we're fucking lost out here. And we need to get back to humility, to family, to fucking simplicity.
Yeah.
We need to be hungry and ambitious. Look, I'm about that life. I'm trying to get every fucking person that's listening to this podcast to a different plane financially. And I will tell them how to do that. Social media content, live social shopping. Like, I'll put it out every fucking day. The problem is when your mindset is complaining and blaming. Mick, I made fucking money with Bush. I made money with Obama. I made money with Trump. I made money with Biden. I made money with Trump. I'm not fucking blaming my problem. By the way, I had problems with Bush. I had problems with Obama. Not them. I had problems during their reigns. I'm not pointing fucking fingers at a politician. I'm not even blaming my mama and my daddy. Like, why are we blaming everyone? Everyone's pointing fucking fingers. Why don't you point thumbs at yourself? If you were upset right now, if you don't have the paper you want, if you don't have the relationship you want, become accountable.
Preach on, Gary. Preach on. Be accountable. Gary's always talking about being accountable and being optimistic. Ayo. That's what he screams out a lot. Ayo. I'm going to get me a t-shirt with AO on it. Ayo. Be accountable. Be accountable. Blame yourself. Stop blaming others. And be optimistic. Be optimistic about where you live. You're living in the greatest country that's ever been created. We have the opportunity in America to do anything we want. So stop complaining. Hey, yo. I love Gary V, if you couldn't tell. Well, I think the stream is about to come to an end. Looks like we're coming to the end of a week. It's Friday. I'm coming to you live from the Lamppost Coffee Shop. And it's right about 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, next week, we're cutting back to 2 days. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll be here next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to talk social media. We're going to talk YouTube. We're going to talk whatever else comes up. So join us. And until then, I think we're going to close it down. And so go out and have a good day, what's left of it, and do something nice for somebody. And stop complaining.
And when you ba-da-ba-ba-ba